My name is Jim Drosky, and I'm the president of Illinois Credit Services. On this video, I want to talk to you about choosing the right credit repair company and why you should choose Illinois Credit Services to work on repairing the health and accuracy of your credit reports. Let's face it, when you think about credit repair, most people think about the internet companies. You Google credit repair and all these companies come up from all different parts of the country. You don't know who to trust with your information. You're not sure who's going to be telling you the truth or who's going to be doing things legally and correctly when it comes to working on your credit report. So I want to take a few minutes and explain to you what makes me different and Illinois Credit Services different. So I've been in credit-related industries for 26 years. I've been in the mortgage industry. I've been in the automobile industry. I've also been hired as a credit expert witness in court cases. And I teach a class quarterly at the College You Do page through their lifelong learning program on credit and credit scoring. And most importantly, I'm a credit certified FICO professional. So through my years of working in the automobile industry and the mortgage industry, I've seen countless numbers of people be denied loans or have to pay higher interest rates and higher payments based solely on their low credit scores. But most importantly, people didn't know what to do to improve their credit. They didn't understand how the credit system worked. And so for that reason, I started Illinois Credit Services in 2009 so we can help people understand the credit system, repair their credit reports, and work towards improving their credit scores. So on this video, I want to take you through a step-by-step process of understanding how credit reporting works, how credit scores work, and how the credit disputing process works and what Illinois Credit Services is going to do to help repair the health and accuracy of your credit reports. If you watch this video to the end, there will be a special pricing incentive. So the first thing really to understand is how credit reporting works, right? There's three credit reports. There's TransUnion, there's Experian, and there's Equifax. Now, I want you to think of these companies kind of loosely like General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler. These are companies that compete with each other in the same industry. So they do similar things, but they do it very much in their own way. And they are very profitable, very, very powerful corporations. So what these companies essentially do is they gather information, financial information, from collection agencies, car loan companies, mortgage companies, credit card companies, public records. They compile all this financial information about all of us, and then they compile that into a credit report, and then they sell that credit report to whoever has a legal permissible purpose to purchase it, including yourself. Now, when a credit report is purchased, then they typically will put a credit score on the credit report. Now, this is where it gets a little confusing. There's not just one credit score for each of the three credit reports. There's not three either. Each one of us has literally dozens and dozens of credit scoring models grading our credit reports. It just depends on what the purpose is that the credit report is being pulled for that determines what credit score they're going to put on the report. Now, let me give you an example. If you go to a mortgage company, they are going to take your credit report and it's going to be run through a very specific mortgage FICO credit scoring model that is designed specifically for mortgage lending, and that you can only get that from mortgage lenders. Now, if you go to a car dealership and you want to get an automobile loan, now the mortgage scores don't matter anymore. That has nothing to do with what you're about to do at the car dealership. Now they're going to use a very specific automobile FICO score. Same thing for a credit card. The other scores don't matter. Now it's the credit card FICO score. If you go to Credit Karma isn't even a FICO score at all. It's a thing called a Vantage score that's going to give you a completely different credit score. So the point is, no one's ever really explaining to you why your scores are different. People are pulling their credit reports online and then going to make a purchase and the scores are very different and everyone's scratching their head wondering why. The reason is there's a lot of different scoring models out there. Now, they're all based on the same information in your credit report. Your report is your report. It comes from the same sources, whether it's from TransUnion, Experian, or Equifax. It's just graded differently with different scoring models. So when they give you a score, it's not a grade of what you've done in the past. Everybody thinks that that's what it is. Everybody thinks that it's a grade of past performance. And actually the opposite is true. A credit score is not a grade of what you've done in the past. A credit score, when they pull your credit report today, it's a prediction of what you're going to do in the future. Okay? Now, the reason it's set up that way is credit scores were not designed for you to look at or for me to look at. It's developed into that now over the last 10 or 15 years, but originally they were always designed for lenders to make lending decisions. Now, lenders don't really care too much who you paid or didn't pay in the past. Lenders typically care about one thing. If they lend you money, what's the likelihood that you're going to pay them back? Okay? So when they develop a credit score, they pull your credit report today, they're looking at all the things on your credit report and they're looking for clues of good things that you've done or bad things that you've done, how recently things have been trending in what direction, or how the health and stability of your credit report looks. And then they're making a prediction about what you're going to do in the future. And that score helps lenders determine if they want to do business with you. So in general, in order for you to have better credit, they need, and when I say they, I mean the credit scores, they need to see less bad things and more good things on your credit report. And that's where the credit disputing process and credit repair process comes in, and where we can help you. So in order for you to have less bad things on your credit report, that's the disputing process, right? So it comes down to a fairly simple concept. The concept is that on your credit report, there's nothing that you put on your own credit report, okay? Think about that. I mean, there's nothing that you put on your credit report. There's nothing I put on mine either. Consumers don't have the ability to put anything on their credit report. It's put on there by third parties, by collection agencies and car dealerships and all different sorts of lenders. So the government, recognizing that, they wrote a law a long time ago in 1970 called the Fair Credit Reporting Act. That law essentially says that consumers have a right for the information to be correct and accurate. You have a right for the information on your credit report to be correct and accurate by law, because you didn't put the information there. Someone else did. So when you have a right for the information to be correct and accurate, that means that you have a right to ask questions about anything on your credit report. The burden of proof isn't on you, it's on the people that put the information on your credit report. So what we do is we ask the questions for you. We write letters and we challenge the information using laws, using the Fair Credit Reporting Act, using the Fair Credit Billing Act, using the Fair and Accurate Credit Transactions Act. Everything about credit repair, legal credit repair, is based on laws and systems and processes. These companies have an obligation to answer the questions. If they don't answer the questions, or they don't prove, validate, or verify that what they've put on your credit report is correct and accurate, they must delete the information from your credit report. Now, if that information is not on your credit report anymore, it's not part of your credit scores. Now, we don't stop there. We also want to help you understand and build the right mix of good credit. Remember, when you're trying to improve your credit, you're trying to improve what they see in your past. A better past predicts a better future. So they need to see less bad things and more of the right good things. So what we want to do is make sure that you're doing the right things that are healthy, good things on your credit report, that you're doing building the right mix of credit, managing your credit the right way. So we're going to be telling you, do more of this, do less of that. Certain things that people think can help their credit actually can be dropping their credit scores without even realizing it. So we just want you to understand that your actions can affect your credit scores, and what you think might be right might actually be wrong. So we'll guide you and coach you in the right direction as far as building the right mix of credit too. The biggest problem right now is that no one's asking questions on your behalf. And that's what we're going to do for you working with Illinois Credit Services. Ask questions, dispute information, help you build and establish the right mix of good credit so that we can help you repair the health and accuracy of your credit reports. Now it's time to talk about how to get started working on repairing your credit. So first and foremost, the most important thing to understand is that there's no upfront fees when you work with Illinois Credit Services. There's no pay us now and we'll get started. That's actually illegal. We don't do that. We have two types of fees. We have a first work fee that is not billed for 14 days after you enroll, and then we have a month-to-month service that's billed after each monthly service is completed. And you can cancel the monthly services anytime that you want. So from the day you enroll, you pay nothing for 14 days. What we're going to do is we're going to email you our enrollment form through a secured signing system called DocuSign. It's very easy to complete, very secure. You don't have to print anything. You don't have to fax anything. You don't have to scan and email anything. All you have to do is access your email and you can fill it out wherever you access the email. Most people do it on their phones. It's that easy to do. Once it comes back to us, then that's going to prompt our processing team to give you a call and go over the next steps. Now keep in mind, you haven't paid anything yet because this is all part of our first work in the first 14 days. What we're going to do is we're going to help you obtain copies of all 3 of your credit reports from TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. If you have the report already, great, we can use that. If you don't, we'll help you get the reports. Once we have those credit reports, we're going to analyze the reports in detail. We're going to find everything that's derogatory or negative in any way on your credit reports. And we're going to then take those items and we're going to separate them, and we're going to send you a form called a dispute disclosure. What a dispute disclosure is it's going to list all the bad things on your credit report. Now, this is where we're getting permission on what you're asking us to work on. By law, this is your credit report, not ours. We can't decide what to dispute on your behalf. You just need to give us permission. So by each item, it's going to say yes, dispute it, or no, do not dispute it. You can check yes or no to any items that you want to check yes to. We don't charge per item. A lot of companies will charge you for each and every item that you're disputing. It gets very expensive, and we don't do that. It's the same fees regardless of how many items that you're working on. So once you say yes to all the items that you want us to dispute, then we're going to start uploading all those into our system. Where there's a lot of little things that we're doing when we're working on the first work. We're going to set up usernames and passwords for you. You're going to be able to access a 24/7 online portal through our website at illinoiscreditservices.com, so you'll be able to check the status of the disputes anytime that you want. We're going to get you started with some educational emails and tips and hints. Our processing team is going to be available for questions and answers, but most importantly, we're going to write out all the dispute letters for all the information that you asked us to challenge on your behalf. We're going to write out those dispute letters. We're going to put them in envelopes. We're going to put the postage on there. We're going to mail them out to all 3 credit bureaus. That is all going to be done before the 14 days is up, because that's our first work. Here's your special pricing for the first work as an incentive to get started. Remember, you pay nothing to get started. You won't be billed anything for 14 days. Once the first work is done, the ball is in motion, the disputes have been sent out, the process is in motion, and now we're going to begin our month-to-month service. Now, there's 2 very important parts about the monthly service I want to point out, and then I'll explain in more detail about what we're doing. Here's your special monthly fee. And remember, the monthly services can be canceled at any time. We are not locking you into any minimum contracts. This is month to month. Some companies will lock you into 12 months or 6 months. Personally, if you're done in 2 months, I don't feel you should pay for 12. So you pay for as long as you need our services and want to keep our services. There's never a cancellation fees. There's never a termination fee. You can stop whenever you want. So what we're doing each month, when we wrote those letters and we sent them out to dispute the information on your behalf, then they're going to process their investigation and they're going to send you the responses. So you may be getting responses from the credit bureaus, from the creditors. They're going to send you that information and you need to open it and send it back to us so we can see what's happening. They're never going to respond to us. They're only responding to you because you're the consumer. I think it's pretty neat because this is your credit. It's nice for you to open up the mail and see what was deleted or what was verified or what new information was provided. So as part of the monthly services, what we're going to be doing is either some or all of the following. We're going to be either reviewing those responses, writing more dispute letters on your behalf, reviewing updated credit reports, being available for questions and answers, giving you access to your online portal 24/7. Whatever we need to do to repair and rebuild your credit for the month, we're going to be doing that, and we allow you to stop the services whenever you want.
Hey, Jim and Laura, it's Debbie. I just wanted to call you guys and tell you thank you. You made us homeowners. I can't believe how quick it took for you guys to get our credit up to par. And my husband and I are enjoying our new home, and I am definitely highly going to recommend your service to anybody, because I had a very, very low credit score from a prior divorce, and this is the highest my credit's been since my first marriage. I want to thank you guys again. You're the best. And hey, if anybody else is listening, talk to these guys. They're amazing.
The special pricing included in this video is an incentive for you to get started working on your credit today. Remember, nothing's going to change on your credit reports until you decide to take action. All you have to do is fill out the form below. We'll send you the enrollment form. You take a couple minutes and complete it. Then we'll call you and go over the next steps. If you have any questions at any time, please don't hesitate to give us a call. We look forward to working with you to repair and rebuild the health and accuracy of your credit reports.